Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got the brand new G60 2024 530i. So basically the base model of the brand new 5 series. So this is not the first time we've had the 5 on the channel. This is our HEA or dealer first spec or production, something like that. So it's a car that each dealer gets. So we got one 530i in front of us, as well as an i5 eDrive 40, which will be shown either earlier or later than this video, depending on when that one goes up. But obviously it's a brand new design for the 5, and there's a lot to talk about. So obviously, brand new car. So front fascia, the daytime running lights, basically I think what's going to happen is these are going to be the daytime running lights for everything going forward. The exceptions have been the 3 Series as well as the X1, slightly different daytime running lights. And in terms of the grille, I'd say it's moderately sized, and maybe, depending on your taste or preferences, tastefully done, given some of the size of the grills, thinking like the 7 Series and the 4 Series. Now I think the M3, M4, I think the big grille looks really aggressive. It fits that design really, really well. Let's take a look at the grille in a little bit closer detail. So you can see active kidney grille. Parts of it are open down here, and then up here, sort of like a faux grille. And you see the sensors here in the middle. Now, unfortunately, this car does not have the Driving Assistance Professional package. And looking at the Connected Drive Store app in the car, it looks like you can't add things like Driving Assistance Plus that you can on, say, I think it's the X1 7 Series and iX. You got the camera here. Notice it's offset, which I think is a little bit kind of funky. Normally you'd see the camera right here in the center, but it's slightly offset to the driver's side. I think really curious. And of course, this one is not the M Sport package. We'll have a different grille and a little bit different front fascia for it in terms of intakes. So let's move over to the side. So we got the style 933s, and this reminds me of an older BMW wheel. I just can't put my finger on it off the top of my head. These are the standard 19-inch wheels that you can get on the 530. I think you can also get 20s for sure. I think 21s, I think, depending on the spec. Then we'll take a step back. Unfortunately, it's that time of year where it's a little bit darker in terms of when we're filming some of these cars. So the sun's a little bit lower. But the side profile, hopefully get a better view on the other side, reminds me of the E60 in terms of the character line going across the top up here. And of course, also reminds you of the brand new G77 series. And you do have a Hofmeister kink of sorts built into the pillar. And of course, in case you forget what kind of car you got, oh yeah, I do have a 5 Series. Move into the back. Very slim tail lights. And you can see the exhaust tips, you can't really see. So they're sort of like the X1, and I think also the older E6, you can see them underneath there, hidden from the rear, basically pointed down. And a new font for the 5 Series badging. So you can see a larger 5, and then a 30i. And I'm told, at least that's what the rumor is, the I is going to disappear. So eventually just have a 530. Here's that 3/4 view. Of course, the car is longer than the predecessor G30. So you can think about in terms of styling. I think the G30 was an evolution of the F10, and this is basically a radical departure from the 2 previous generations of the 5 Series. But overall, I think, it's not bad. I think it actually probably grow on you. And we'll take a look at the M Sport differences as well. All right, so let's go ahead and go on the inside, go over pricing and options. And this one is minimally spec'd. So opening up, we have the smoke white Vaganza interior, which I think is a nice contrast against black Sapphire. So the seats, not bad. I think one drawback is this is all manual. So unlike, say, the 7 Series, This is not powered, so there's really a lot of controls you have for the seat. You know, pretty decent bolstering on the side. Nice quilted effect and perforated as well. It feels like leather. I'd say not like merino. I'd say it's probably more like Vernasca. Adjustments for the lumbar support and just forwards, backwards, up and down, and angle. And then the back rest adjustments. Curiously, there's no side sill marker for the 5 Series. Or even BMW, because normally it's what's in there. The door card looks very reminiscent of the 7 Series. The handle is a little bit hard to see here, so there's no button to push like on the iX, or the 7 Series is also like this. And you have your set 1 and 2 positions, and then menu for the seat. It's really not a lot here on this particular spec. And your unlock and lock buttons up here, sort of on this interaction bar, which carries over from the 7 Series. Alright, so interior is a big change, obviously. So in front of me, this is the standard steering wheel on the non-M Sport. It is from the iX. This is the iX steering wheel, which I think looks pretty nice. But obviously, you may not agree with that. So in front of me, we have iDrive 8.5, live cockpit. And then, I know it's hard to see here, heads-up display is up there. It's part of the premium package. But I think the font and the size of the heads-up display is really, really good, really well implemented. The rest of your iDrive 8.5 screen, standard on the G60. All right, again, trim is hard to see, but it's the dark oak gloss trim with dark silver accents. And let me see, we can open up the moonroof shade. Maybe that gets a little bit more light, but maybe not. All right, so here's your front area. So you got your cup holders, but not covered. You have 2 USB-C ports down here. So I think that's a plus. And here's your center console area. So just like the 7 Series, as well as the iX, so you've got your volume control over here. Drive selector nub, iDrive controller. You do have a little bit of center storage space. Not bad, but there's no USB-C charging port in here. You do have a 12-volt adapter in the back. I'll note that the Vaganza interior comes with a Vaganza steering wheel. So if you are not into animal cruelty or leather, this is the first BMW that comes with a full alternative interior, if you will. All right, let's go with the pricing. So starting price of the 530i is $57,900. Black Sapphire Metallic adds another $650. The Vaganza is already included. Premium package includes almost a lot of things that you probably spec anyway for $25.50. So you get the remote engine start, heated steering wheel, the interior camera, as well as the full LED lights with corning lights, also parking assistance plus, not professional. So parking assistance is not a separate package as part of either premium or exec package. You also got the heads-up display and the gesture control, which is labeled as natural interaction, but so-called gesture control within the iDrive. Everything else is standard, and the only sort of premium thing you can get in terms of sound is the Bowers & Wilkins surround sound system. This is not the Diamond surround system that you get for $3,400 or even more in other BMWs, but it's a pretty decent sound system for $950. All told, MSRP of this particular example, just a little bit over $63,000. But let's go ahead and take a look at the back seat and other areas of the car. All right, so getting out, you just pull this door handle, boom. And I will note, up top, this is a standard moonroof. There's also a Sky Lounge, which would be a panoramic moonroof that goes over most of the roof. Hopefully we'll have some cars in with that feature. Now I should remember, no comfort access in the back, so to press the unlock button in the front, to access these things. Also note there's also another 5 emblem here in the B pillar. So in terms of room, I think really, really good. Nice wide opening, much better than say like the i4. All right, so here's the view from the back seat. We got our moonroof shade open. One thing to note, there is no 4-zone climate control for the US market, unfortunately. So you do have vents back here, but no controls for the climate in the back. 2 USB-C ports back here. And also a USB-C port on the back of each seat. Knee room, leg room, really, really good. And headroom, as you'd expect to the 5 Series, not an issue. But otherwise, a really comfortable car. And obviously an upgrade over the 3. Basically, it's in between the 3 and the 7, right? How it's always been. But let's go take a look at the trunk as well. All right, so going to the back, you do have kick to open. Although this car had a stop sail on the smart opener, which is basically the hands-free tailgate operation. It was way too sensitive, but that's been fixed. So we kick to open. The trunk opens. Now, I'll note that the run-flat tires are no more on newer BMWs. Turns out, run-flat tires are terrible for the environment. But in terms of space, obviously it's a lot more reduced than you'd expect from a 5 Series, just because you lose this floor. The floor is up for the spare tire. You can fold down the rear seats. So this is what's underneath. So you get a little bit of extra storage here, but you have a space saver spare with a jack as well. But decent, I'd say, in terms of space. These are kick to close. Now we'll note, to get to the hood access, it's down here, just like on the 7. Pull twice. We'll take the long route around the brand new G65. That's G65 Series. Make our way to the front. This one does have a mild hybrid setup. It's a 48-volt system. So underneath the hood here is the B48 inline 2-liter 4-cylinder engine. So same specs as the 230i and 330i. So it's 255 horsepower, 295 torques. I think it's an adequate motor for most uses. Now we do have a 540i, actually technically 2 of them on the way. They're currently in various stages of production. So 540i will be coming out, probably, we'll get it probably towards January or so. There's also a plug-in hybrid variant coming, so hopefully we'll get our hands on one of those as well, plus the i5s. So we'll be sure to cover all those brand new G60s that are coming in. That's it for a quick tour around the brand new 530i. We'll see you at the next video.